What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today we're going to talk about Trans in Trumpland. This is a documentary. It was released this year, 2025, and I've seen it. So we're going to talk about a couple things: the movie, how I saw this movie, why I think I should have already seen this movie, and we'll see if the director responds. So this movie does not have audio description. I'm a blind film critic. It's a documentary, and documentaries are probably the easiest thing to get through if you're using a lot of interviews. If it's just like talking. Like I've talked to people who do audio description narration, and sometimes they're like, I don't have a place to put an audio. What do I do? And they're looking for those little spots, and they're trying to think of, okay, so what I have, like 2 seconds here. What do I put? Like, how do I use this 2 seconds? There's a little bit more time here. It's not talk the whole time. I mean, I feel like there are points where there could have been more audio description, so I'm not completely saying that this is a film that is Teflon in terms of the blind community, where it's like, well, where would you have put it? It's like, I think a fairly competent narrator would have found plenty of places to put audio description for this. But I think this is also a documentary that's deeply low budget, and it's currently playing in a format where I have no choice. See, I subscribe to Prime without ads, but it's on the thing where it forces ads anyway, which just negates the whole purpose of it, because like they absorbed Freebie, right? So they still want to have ads. It's like, but then why am I paying you for no ads? Like, what? Uh so I don't know if it was formulated for that, if the original format of this was to be a TV show, but in addition to the fact that I'm annoyed by Amazon, I also think, and here's the other part of how I should have already accessed this, is I'm part of GALECA. It's an LGBT film critics organization. This is Trans in Trumpland. Why the fuck didn't I get a screener for this? Like, who else did you think was going to watch and review your movie? Like, you have a target block of critics that have joined forces, that already sort of lean into this type of movie, and you didn't send this to them? Why? And I don't understand this, because this is not the first LGBTQ film where I've been like, why didn't you send this out to the LGBTQ film critics? Do you not want coverage? I mean, it's a Vimeo link, man. Like I get plenty of things that are just Vimeo links with passwords, and your thing's going to be on a free streaming platform anyway at some point. So who are you hiding it from? I don't know. So that's my hot take on that. I should have gotten this as a screener. I didn't, but that's also not the first LGBTQ film that I could say that about. I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Your films need coverage, you need reviews, you need people to know you exist, and not just be sort of on the fringe of society. And you're expecting that LGBTQ film critics are just going to, like, find you magically on their... Anyway. So, aside from that, I don't understand the format of this. It it can't be because of the free thing, but it does this weird thing. So, there's a director that set out to talk about what it's like to be trans in this current political climate in America, and hop around from red state to red state. What did we get? I remember North Carolina, Texas, Mississippi, and Idaho, all red states. Did I miss one? I can't remember. I think they're all red states. Anyway, and like what it's like for various trans people there of different sort of backgrounds, ages, all different sorts of things, and what their lives have been like under these, sort of trans erasure laws that keep happening. And it's what's interesting about that is every time we switch people, we get this like the same introduction. That's what I was wondering. Like, was it intended to be episodic? Was this supposed to be like a mini series and then it didn't get picked up to series, so you re-edited it as a film? Because every time we moved, the director reintroduced himself and it played like the same clip of Trump saying something about like protecting the LGBTQ film community, followed by like another soundbite of somebody talking about the laws trying to legally erase transgender. Uh, and it's this little like, I don't know, 5 to 10 second, maybe 15-second intro, but it's like, it just does it. It just repeats itself like every couple of times. Every time like we switched to a new person, I got like a new introduction to it, which is so weird because in a movie you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't just keep being like, "Hi, I'm a filmmaker and I'm here to talk about." It's like, yeah, you did that at the beginning of the movie. Why are you doing this now? Why? Like, so I conceptually don't understand what the format of this movie was intended to be, and if it just sort of got. But then who edited it? Because you can just cut that out. So you don't have to, it's got to be a pretty easy, I mean, I know I don't edit my things and these are just me talking into a YouTube camera, but if you're going to be a professional documentarian, you're already cutting together clips of people talking. So how can you not cut off the intro? I don't understand why it kept repeating. It was very discombobulating and oddly off-putting to continue to see it used because I didn't understand the concept of why I kept repeating the beginning. I guess part of it is also being blind, but then I don't know why that would be unique to this. Like I've seen other movies and other things off of Freevee, and back when they even had their own like streaming platform, I didn't see anything repeating itself. So this is like a unique situation where it just keeps repeating itself. So I'm thinking maybe this was supposed to be like a four part. Jesus, this is how you know I don't edit. This is also how you know I'm not AI. Docu-series or something like that. And it's also not the first LGBTQ documentary I've seen this year, and not the first one about being transgender I've seen this year. Probably won't be the last film that I've seen about being transgender this year. And I thought it was fine. Like, I thought the documentary was fine. I liked it. I thought it was a good documentary. It presents each person individually. The lack of audio description hits probably hardest when, like, if you don't speak Spanish. The woman in Texas that's interviewed, her mom speaks, I think, exclusively in Spanish. So, and there's no audio description to read the subtitles to us, and I can't read subtitles. I'm Duolingo level Spanish. So like I was pulling words out and I was like, oh, those are some stuff that I know what that word is. So I was like picking words out and I was trying to get the gist of it, but I was like, well, I'm just not gonna know really what mom thinks about this. Which that's cool. So the first story was about a youth and how that affected him in North Carolina, and then we hopped over to Texas, and then we sort of switch it up to a little bit like being an immigrant while also being trans and being granted asylum. And I'm thinking, man, we got a president now who's going through and like ripping people's statuses away from them and still deporting them anyway. So maybe being in this documentary isn't the best thing for anybody. So I don't know. Mississippi, I like that story. It reminded me a little bit of Pose. Just the way like the house mom who ends up sort of bringing in all of these lost souls and taking care of them and getting them back on their feet. I thought that was great. And we go up to Idaho, Two Spirits, learn more about that, what that was. Oh, there was the church too that was in there, run by run by a gay pastor who allows people to still continue to connect with their religion. There's a whole bunch of things here that we just sort of hop across America. And I think the focus of staying in red states was interesting. And just seeing how everybody's experience is. Because it's easy to go into like San Francisco and be like, what's it like to be here? And somebody's like, I don't know, it's fine. Sucks a little bit, but a little bit more than it used to, but this is San Francisco, this is, we're liberal here, so we're fine. But that's a little bit easier, but this reminded me a little bit of what they were doing with We're Here, where the drag queens were going around through sort of like red state middle America and just trying to introduce people to the concept of drag and who they were as people. It was on HBO. So this is fine. I feel like I've seen this type of thing before, but I'm thrown by the continual use of, and I don't know if it's an Amazon thing or if it's a editing thing, but I don't know how it could be an Amazon thing because I've never seen them do it before. If I'd seen this before, where it repeats like the intro to the movie over and over, I would be like, what the fuck is up with Amazon? But because I've never seen that, I have to believe that it's edited weirdly, and then I don't know why it's edited like this. So, because it's presented as a movie and not like as a series. It's not like I went from episode 1 through 4 and then I'm complaining about it having an intro to every episode. If you're going to do it, present yourself as a series and have, 4 episodes. But if you're going to re-edit into a movie, you got to drop the, hi, I've directed this movie and I decided to take a look at what it's like to, you can't do that every time. It's exhausting. It's oddly, I didn't think it would piss me off nearly as much as it did. But by the time I got to like, I don't know, was it like 4th or 5th time? I was like, no, stop. So I couldn't anymore. This one has its heart in the right place, but editing. And I kind of wonder, that's why I go back to why didn't you send this out? Because I wonder because then I would have no question about whether or not this was director, editor problem or Amazon problem, because then I would have been presented it as like just a straight like Vimeo release type of thing, probably on a platform. So, trans and Trumpland, I think it's good. It's fine. I mean, I'm not going rotten with this. There's nothing here to go rotten for. But at the end of the year, and when I'm thinking about best documentary of the year, that repetitiveness is it's going to keep this film out of my top 5 because, there were other documentaries this year that I saw that I thought packed more of a punch that tackled the same topic. So, and they're just better edited, whether they have audio description or lack it. So, Enigma, for example, on HBO, check that out. There's also Knockout Blonde is another great documentary from this year. So I'm going to give Trans and Trumpland an 8 out of 10. So that's where I'm at with that. I think we'd all be better for it if everybody watched stuff like this, but I think you're preaching to the choir, which is why it's like, why didn't you preach to the choir and get and send this out to GALECA? Anyway, whatever. We're all just here to promote you and put and platform your stuff and write reviews and get stuff. So I don't quite understand the disconnect between studios and getting material out to people, or directors and getting stuff out to people. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. check this film out, and I'll see you guys on the other side.